3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Outdoors.
You just pick it back up from where.
No, we're trying again from the top.
Oh boy. At least it said something now and
Yeah.
not like halfway through.
Yeah, so welcome.
Hi, guys.
I'm Jack.
Hi.
I'm Lydia.
I'm Sean.
And Lydia, what did you do for spring break?
For spring break, I went to Tennessee with my
Wow.
friend group.
Did you have a hot tub?
We did have a hot
I didn't
tub.
know
How
that.
did you know this?
I didn't.
Do you know what else I did?
I wasn't paying that much attention.
Oh my goodness! I went to the aquarium of Gatlinburg.
yes,
It was
yes.
really nice.
yeah, of
Went hiking. Climbed on every single big rock in Tennessee. I think probably not, but it felt like it. I climbed on every big rock that I saw. It was very exciting. And we just walked through Gatlinburg. We spent time at the Airbnb. We relaxed. We chatted. It was a great time.
So were you mostly in Gatlinburg?
We were staying in Sevierville, Tennessee, which is like 30 minutes north of Gatlinburg.
Sevierville?
Mm-hmm.
That just sounds
It's like-
a dangerous place to live.
Sevierville. It's like that, and then Pigeon Forge and the Gatlinburg are like all in a row. And then like the state park. So that's where we stayed last year as well. And then you just drive down and we spent our day, and then we would go back and have dinner. And then we drove down again. And we planned on having like a big chunk of time in the Airbnb after we went hiking, but we stayed out there for way too long climbing on all those big rocks. So
That's
we ended
fair.
up not having a lot of time in the apartment that evening, but it was fine. It turned out good. It was great. Very, very fun.
That's grand. That's
you.
grand.
Wonderful.
Sean, what did you do? What did you do, Sean?
I can answer this one. So yeah, that was sounds like a very eventful week.
It was awesome.
My week was I went home.
Awesome.
That's, you know what? That's worth it.
I was with my family.
Sounds like a break.
Where do you live?
Loveland, Ohio.
Loveland.
I didn't know you were from out of state.
I feel like every episode we rediscover he's from out of state.
I feel, yeah,
Every episode it's like, Sean's from Ohio?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Only in Ohio.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I was home with almost my entire family. One of my brothers is off doing like college work or something, but I was home with my parents, my older brother, and also my sister, her girlfriend, and their cats.
Wow.
How
full
old
house.
is an older brother? Is it like just an ancient brother? Is it just like a
my
brother
older
from the
brother is
Stone
3
Age?
years older than me, and then my older brother, he's like
70.
no,
65.
let's say 30s.
So 9, 10, 8, 7. Got it.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We got it. We got it eventually. If you just go through all the numbers, we'll hit it.
We'll hit it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I went up to Michigan. We went to Cadillac. I really just wanted to go somewhere
it
with
snowing?
trees. Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder how I knew that.
Shut up. It was snowing, which kind of sucked. We got there. The day that we drove in was like the first day that it was like 60 in Indiana, and it was great. And then we just went colder and colder, and then it sucked.
That happens in Michigan.
It really does. But it was great. We walked around the town of Cadillac for a little while, and then we did that in one day. And
Awesome.
because it's it is a great town. It's not a big town. That's what I meant to say. And then we went up north to Traverse City, and we saw the lake, which was frozen, which was nice.
The whole Lake Michigan?
Yeah. Although I
over?
think it's technically Traverse Bay. I don't know if that's part of Lake
Interesting.
Michigan or if
Oh.
it's just like, I don't really know how it works. But when you go on Google Maps, it doesn't say Lake Michigan or whatever. It says Traverse Bay.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Okay.
But they don't call me a geologist for nothing.
So you're
Do
saying that
they
they
call-
don't call you a geologist because you know nothing.
They call me a geologist for something.
Oh.
Not for nothing,
Oh,
but for
okay.
something.
Okay, interesting.
Of course, okay.
And that something's
Yeah.
I paid a guy. So today, folks, we have a very special episode. And by special, I mean I did a little bit of preparation this time. Not a lot.
That's
Not a lot.
unheard of.
And who is this guy?
Guys, I can't put these episodes on my portfolio. They're going to be like, this guy cannot produce for the life of him.
This guy is a great podcast producer. Jack Wolf, I'd highly
You know,
recommend
he saved my
him.
life. Like, he's really cool.
Yeah.
He's been a great part of the Indiana Outdoors team, and that's for you out there,
Yes.
people who are looking to give Jack a job.
I'm
And
still not
that's for
putting this
you.
on my portfolio.
Why not?
3 people will see it, and then that's fine. That's fine. It can
There's
die.
got to be at least one episode that you're like, this is good stuff.
So the biggest
stuff.
The
issue,
eternal stew.
I'll be honest with you, the biggest issue that I have with putting
me?
these on my
Is it me?
portfolio, no, it's that I feel like every episode, despite the fact we're in the same room with the same lighting, it looks a little bit different, which is entirely my fault.
Yeah.
No one else.
He's great at audio, guys. Just
Yeah.
because the camera looks different doesn't mean he's not great at audio. This is an audio boy. Give him an audio job.
podcast.
It's
It's
going to be
fine.
fun.
When I took over this, and the previous person, Leslie, was like, yeah, so it's an audio visual.
Leslie.
I was like, dear God, we'll figure it out. We'll see if I can do it.
Figure it out.
Barely. I survived.
It's fine.
I scraped by. But anyway, so today we are talking about Indiana and a little bit of federal, but mostly Indiana legislation that is regarding nature.
Interesting.
Yeah. Isn't it neat?
I'm interested to learn about what's
Wow.
going on.
Well, a lot of things are going on, but the problem is that they're really complicated. So this is
Okay.
kind of what I can understand. So
Gotcha.
everything you hear, just take it with 18 grains of salt.
Interesting. Do your
Or
own
just
research,
very
everybody.
specific
Always
number.
do your own research. That's a good thing to do.
Or
Yes.
1 grain of salt with the weight of 18 combined.
Specifically 18.
Sean and I are coming into this with no prior information or research. Please mind this.
The guests are never, well, not the guests, the other hosts are never in on what I've done.
Or guess.
Big
I
surprise.
list you as hosts.
Aw.
Yeah. How does that
Aw.
feel?
Pulling our own way.
Yeah, I list you guys as hosts because I want you to be responsible for these episodes being bad as well. Okay, it's not
Oh.
just me.
Interesting.
All of us go down together.
I don't know.
So let's start on Indiana, the state level environmental policies. First, we have an energy, utilities, and a climate little area. So coal plant retention policies and executive actions are kind of a big thing that are going on right now. Our big old president wants to reinvigorate coal, which isn't great. Both for the environment on multiple different levels. The gases that it produces is not phenomenal, and it does very bad things to the land, which you being in Tennessee, they suffer a lot from a lot of the pollution that comes from those mines, and a big part is also Pittsburgh. Indiana, we don't have as much of an issue. We don't have a big coal industry, but that being said, we still have some stuff to kind of talk about. So the first one is efforts to delay retirement of coal-fired power plants in Indiana are being continued. So basically people going, you can't get rid of coal, which is just a lot of big industries, money stuff. And so they're keeping older fossil fuel facilities online for longer, despite the fact that we're kind of trying to transition out of them, which is not a phenomenal thing for our not economy, environment.
Our environment, yeah.
I can't get economy and environment straight.
I think that they tie together.
I think they do.
So I think whatever is good for the environment, it will eventually be good for the economy because then we'll still have a world for the
That's
economy
true.
to exist in.
You know
which
what?
is pretty good.
That's such a good way of looking at it. If the environment exists, we do too.
Yep. Pretty awesome.
And we are economy, basically.
Yeah.
Unless we
We
all
created it.
die.
Unless
It's a bit morbid.
And for some reason, who knows? We could die. Think about it. If we died from like
think about it.
a
Yeah,
disease, the environment won.
Yeah, literally. Have you seen The Last of Us or The Walking Dead? Gorgeous,
No.
gorgeous nature images because everybody's gone, and so the animals are like, "Let's ride."
We had our opportunity with COVID, and we just tried too hard.
Yeah.
If we had just sat back and let nature done its work, that was
They
God
tried.
for a second being like, guys, calm down. Let's reel it in for a second. And no.
And during COVID, there were actual signs
Oh,
of like positive things on the environment, which is really interesting.
Yeah, there's a big thing on whales. I believe like a bunch of whales returned because whaling became very unpopular, and especially in Asia. It's
I
not
did not
huge
know
here.
that. That's super cool.
Did you know? Wait, let's see if I can get this right. In Iceland, there is one guy who can kill whales.
Oh.
One man.
Awesome.
I don't remember why.
Is his name Moby Dick?
No. No. He's an uber rich guy who I believe basically paid for a license to go kill whales. And the rest of Iceland hates it. And it's
Yeah.
like, this
Yeah,
should be
makes
illegal. We need to preserve this stuff. Or maybe it's Norway. Guys,
those
I should have
northern
prepped this.
Oh no.
I
This
learned
is the
your
episode where he
research.
did his prep, ladies and gentlemen.
No. This fact I learned on my honeymoon, in which I went to both Iceland and Norway. So it's really
Awesome.
hard to keep it
Awesome
straight. But I'm pretty
sauce.
sure it's Iceland. Right? Right. You guys,
You tell us.
write us in the comments below if I'm wrong. Do a simple Google search and then tell me. So anyway, that's one thing.
Interesting.
Another big Indiana thing is solar zoning restrictions. So solar energy is a big. It's not great as far as landmass goes, because you need a lot of space to create
Sure.
an equal amount of energy. But that being said, there are more restrictions being put in place on where solar panels can be placed. Now, this can be a good thing and a bad thing. This is where kind of the balance comes in. That's really great that we have a full government that gets to look at this and not just one guy going, this is good about you, this is bad about you. Cool? Because this is going to restrict how local governments approve large solar projects, making utility-scale solar harder to build.
Interesting.
So, yeah, you can look at it on multiple different ways. I don't know if you guys know this, but I believe it's in Nevada. They created this enormous field that I believe costed around $3 billion. It's in the billions to make. And it only makes like $200 million a year. So it's going to take years for it to make its money back, and not to mention
in like
costs.
solar power.
Yes, in solar power, not to mention cost itself.
Yeah.
So while it is very clean economically, it's not the greatest source.
Sure.
But that being said, this is a lot of land in the desert that no one was using anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was a huge issue.
Do you know how much it does cost to upkeep like a solar farm like that?
I don't off the top of my head. My mom would know. She's an engineer, a contract engineer, but used to be civil. Yeah, I think that's the one. Not that you care what my mom knows.
Hey, we're just talking. That's great. I love learning new things.
Well, yeah. No, it costs a little bit because you need the physical maintenance, and they
Sure.
also need to be kept clean, because if they're dirty, then quite simply the sun doesn't
can't
get
to
into them.
That's a great
So
point.
they do need regular cleaning, which is another expense, by the way. If you have solar panels on your house, you need to get them cleaned every once in a while, and that
Okay.
needs to be done like properly.
Is it? Yeah, I was gonna say, is there like a process to that? Interesting.
I know. So when you have these big solar fields, there's a certain cost of maintenance, and there's a certain cost of like electrical. You got to replace anything that breaks. Weather is not great. I'm not sure about in Vegas. You have like sandstorms. I'm not sure how that applies to these, or like what preventions that they take. This is something I should have researched before, but I didn't actually plan on talking about this particular thing in specific. But yeah.
Okay. We're asking these questions to then later go back and
Yeah.
be like, okay, what did I want to know more about?
So this could be a good thing or a bad thing. It really depends on where you are and what your stance on it. It makes it harder to basically take land and say this is going to be used only for solar panels, but at the same time, maybe we don't want all of our land being used for solar panels. Maybe it could be used simply for animals, for green space. Maybe it could be used for development. Who knows?
Yeah.
So it more depends on specific areas.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very cool stuff, fellas.
Okay, we've hit coal, we've hit solar. What else is there?
Here we go. This is called No Stricter Than Federal, the Environmental Rule Policy, which requires Indiana agencies to avoid regulations stronger than federal standards, limiting stricter state-level protections. So I know what you're thinking, Jack. That didn't make any sense.
I was trying to
I'm
gather it, but I'm
trying.
going to
Yeah.
need you to say it
I
again.
haven't been saying anything for the past few minutes just because I'm trying to like pay attention.
You're good. You're good. So basically, Indiana agencies. Let me read this again. I'm going to say it
Okay.
again, and we're all going to try
Read it slowly.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Requires Indiana agencies to avoid regulations stronger than federal standards.
So requires them to not.
They can't.
I probably
use-
shouldn't have put the word requires in there.
I
Is
believe,
it not? It's
I
not
believe
requires.
I
Well,
believe it's.
I wrote that. I
I
should
believe,
have.
at least how I understand it, is that they're not allowed to set stricter limitations than federal
Yes.
at a state level.
Yes.
Interesting. Why wouldn't the companies get to decide for themselves if they want to be more?
The companies or the
Economical.
state?
Is it?
It's
You
the
said agencies. Is that?
Yeah, it
believe
did
it's
say
the-
agencies.
Is that the
Oh my
companies?
gosh.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
But agencies also can apply to not specific companies, but specific sub-level organizations,
I see.
like how the WHO and
Got it.
HIPAA are agencies, but they are funded by government. They are government. They have the authority of government.
I'm glad
So
we're
those-
clarifying that.
Yeah.
That makes so much more
And
sense.
so wait, this is for setting stricter limitations on what?
On federal standards. So you can't have
Right,
stricter
Strictor standards around
than what the federal says. So
Around
if
Just
federal,
in general, or like
environmental standards. I think.
environmental.
yes.
Okay.
So that one's super confusing. But basically, it's saying you can't go and say the government says you can do this, and you say you can do even less than that. Which is,
Less than that or more than that?
I don't know.
Because it's saying
All
stricter.
right, let's ignore that point. I don't know what I wrote, but I swear it made sense when I read it.
I'm going to go back and look at that because what
In my
I'm
head.
gathering is that it's saying Indiana cannot create stricter policies than the federal government. So it's not giving the states the option to
This
be
came
like
from the Indianapolis
stricter.
Business Journal. Does Indiana's environmental reform bill streamline standards or make unnecessary cuts? So basically saying if you just bring stuff down from, did I cite what this is from? Indiana Business Journal? I hope I said that out loud.
You
By
just said it.
Just now, yeah.
Marek.
said it.
Oh, I can't pronounce that name. I'm not
What?
going to try it. The first name is Marek, and I hope you can find their last name.
Correct.
But yeah,
Marek.
basically, there's a certain issue of if we just grab whatever standards that the federal is doing and then shove that in there, then whatever, guys.
that'll be
Let's
fine.
just move on. This
Interesting.
is too hard.
And this is why doing your own research is important,
And, yep,
but also
we're-
why people are kind of uninformed sometimes
we're-
because it's really hard to.
You calling me
understand.
uninformed?
No, me too.
Maybe
I'm
you called me
saying-
uninformed, even though I just
I
fumbled
think
for 2 minutes
we're less.
straight.
Hey, man, we're less informed than you.
You
We didn't
are,
know what we
yeah.
were talking about until you.
Yes,
until you
but
mentioned
you
it.
still don't understand
I'm just
because I'm
helping
that
people-
uninformed.
I'm just saying that like this, like the fact that these things are so complicated makes it so difficult for
Yes.
the average person to fully understand what's going on, which is then why things happen that then like we don't even know what's going on, which is
Are there
interesting. It's
lenses in your
tricky.
glasses?
Lenses?
Yeah. Is there glass in your glasses, or is it just a frame?
Yeah, there's glass in my
Okay,
glasses.
it's so
Yeah.
clear. I was staring at you, and
Is
I was.
there really? Is
I've
it
been
really?
looking at you for a
Wow.
while,
No, I
just
can-
being
no,
like,
I can see it.
Yeah,
I
there's
can
glass
see
in my
I can see the
glasses.
maybe
glass.
for that angle.
It's just only. It's not like a super high. I have negative 0.25 in both eyes. Negative 1.25 in both eyes.
I don't know what
so
that
I don't
means.
have.
It just looked like you were
Great.
wearing naked frames, and I
That
was
would
like,
be
what?
crazy. No, usually I wear contacts, but today I wear my glasses,
I figured.
and there's actual glass in there.
Okay.
I don't
Hey.
want to get them.
Cool.
There we go.
Me, I'm sure the camera can see it much easier, but
Can
I'm
you?
sitting here with no reflections, and I'm
Awesome.
like, I swear.
I'm glad because I was worried that I was wearing my glasses and that no one would be able to see my eyes
No,
through the
I
camera.
can see
so we'll
only
see.
your eyes.
Perfect.
It's terrifying.
It actually blocks out the
Terrifying.
rest of my face.
So
Yeah.
water policy and natural resources. So these are things regarding specifically water policies and natural
Okay,
resources.
cool. Solar, water. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
So let's go. Water protection rollbacks. Legislative proposals that would weaken pollution oversight and enforcement by the state environmental agency. Did that make sense?
Read it again.
And
So
laws
basically
that
what we're
would
saying
make
is
it so they have less that they loosen restrictions on pollution.
yes,
and,
and
like,
we don't
enforcing
have to
pollution.
be like, hey, don't pollute as much
Well,
from a
that's,
state
That's-
level.
I don't love that.
That's
Isn't that a little scary,
Yeah,
guys?
That's a little
concerning.
scary.
Isn't that a little worrying?
Because I'm
little
thinking that we're
bit.
polluting a little too much as is.
Right? And we're like,
Yeah.
hey guys, we don't gotta as
yeah,
much.
we can chill. It's fine.
Actually, yeah, that is Indiana, which is Indiana's. So this is from Circle of Blue Water Policy. Indiana's odd priorities: weaken water protections, increase energy production. And so a lot of this is derived from. We have a lot of restrictions on what water we can output in a lot of energy production, whether that be coal production. I don't know what else would use water. Nuclear, but we're not huge on nuclear in this state. But anyway, basically, this is coming down largely from the federal level as well, but we're specifically being impacted in Indiana, and that is loosening the restrictions of environmental regulations. And so this is kind of one of our president's goals. That way we can increase energy production, which does make sense on an economic level, why we'd want to increase energy production, especially in an age where kind of our biggest push as an economy is through this AI. A lot of people are worrying that it's the AI bubble, but because it's such a strong part of our economy, it makes sense why we're pushing it. But one of the ways that we're able to kind of protect that is by not protecting our environment and not protecting kind of the side effects
Yeah.
of these, productions, which is a little worrying.
Because again, as I said, if there's no environment to be had, then there's no economy to be had.
Yep.
If you get rid of everything and we have no more nature, then
Yeah.
then nothing else will survive in the first place. So
Yeah.
And the worrying thing for me is that it's not as though a lot of these ways of production, we don't have safe ways to conduct, because we do. You'll find a lot of these data centers are what are called closed loop. I think it's closed loop with water, meaning that the water that is within their system is not being put out back into nature.
Right.
It goes through them, it cools down everything, they cool it down, runs again. So a lot of the issues with that is that this is becoming easier for you to be open loop, where you take on water, you use it, you put it back out. Now you're putting not only warm water, but any contaminants that were in your system.
Yeah.
And so we do have safe measures in which we can go and, conduct this. But the problem is it's a bit more expensive.
More expensive and sometimes easier.
Yes.
And so companies are almost always going to go for that either easier or cheaper option. Yeah.
Generally, yes, it is cheaper and easier that gets done. And it's also a lot more harmful, which is actually one of the huge misconceptions about nuclear power. Nuclear waste is minuscule.
Coal, solar, water, nuclear.
Yes. Nuclear waste is minuscule. And we have absolute brilliant ways of getting rid of nuclear waste, which basically is just storing it. We can't do anything with it, so we store it. But I believe I saw a thing where a single human being's nuclear waste production is minuscule. It's not even like the size of a penny in their entire lifetime. That's how powerful
Just because of how much we use
is.
right now?
It's
or
because nuclear
just
is
in
so
general?
powerful, and because it doesn't take a lot of the substance to create so much energy that when it's done and it's kind of all used up and now you just have this nuclear waste, there's not actually a lot of it there, even for an entire community.
Interesting.
So we have this huge misconception, partially because Chernobyl, obviously, and that's when, it was not properly kept, it was not properly maintained. And you can go watch the documentaries on that. None of the systems that were in place were anything that we were doing in America at the time even. So you'll find a lot of like that stuff isn't quite up to date,
Yeah.
but it's what drives a lot of fear. It's what's driving us away from nuclear. But we're actually doing a good job at coming back to nuclear. But the biggest issue with nuclear is it's crazy expensive. You have to convince an entire state to spend a crazy amount of money on something that's simply just not as affordable as coal, not as affordable as what was the other one I said? Coal.
Solar or water?
Solar and water as well, but water is what we Anyway,
I wonder.
this is a big brain podcast, guys. I didn't
know,
mean
look
for this
at
to be
us.
this smarty.
No, this is good. I'm happy I'm here today. There was a question I had that I was just gonna pose to myself
Pose
when I see this later, but I can't remember what it was. It was something about
9/11.
no, it was about nuclear.
I'll cut that out.
Yeah, you might want to cut that out.
Something about nuclear.
Bombs.
I don't know.
I don't.
Water.
Maybe it'll come back to me. It's okay. It was just about I don't know, about either the consumption of it or just
How we store it.
No.
We stored in.
It was
I don't remember how we stored it.
like a statistical thing that would have been I could just look it up and figure it out, but I don't remember. It's okay. We'll move on.
Okay.
It's all right. Maybe I'll think of it later.
Yeah. I like to think that the power in Monsters Inc. was nuclear. For some reason, every time I imagine nuclear power, I just go straight to Monsters Inc. Pretty much. I'm
Love it.
that's the factory it is. It's just inside a bunch of kids screaming.
Perfect.
Maybe that's not the best visual.
And you were talking about how nuclear currently has
It's
negative
super
stigmatisms
safe,
around
guys.
it.
It's super safe, except for the screaming
For
children.
screaming kids. Well,
Yeah.
we'll work on it.
Yeah. Now, let's see. Land use, agriculture, and conservation. So, I don't remember where this took place. I believe it was in Bloomington. There is a proposed bill being passed where low-level farming land, basically land that is not producing doesn't have a lot of nutrients in it, is not producing a lot of produce, can be converted into data center lands without the vote of the local community, which can be seen as kind of dangerous. I worry about that because, of course, it takes power away from the individual and more towards the state, which is more disconnected from the land and the situation itself, as well as the corporate, because you can always have any sort of lobbying. And so it just opens itself up to be so much more out of the hands of the people that's living with it.
Yeah.
Now, again, these data centers are not nearly as harmful as we hear. There are some issues in certain places, like you might have heard of the data center in Georgia, which a lot of the people who are living near that data center don't have running water anymore because it consumes so much water.
Yeah.
And there's an
crazy.
issue there that's not what most data centers are doing, and that's not something that one should necessarily even ethically be doing. But it is still happening.
Interesting.
So yeah, the last that I had heard, the bill that would say that we can convert low-level agriculture land into data center land and other stuff like that. It wasn't specifically data centers, but that was the main drive of it. Wait, what was the sentence I was just saying?
You were saying last you heard.
The
like,
last
this is the
I had
update
heard,
that you had heard.
There
about
was
it.
a big argument in Bloomington over it in one of the courts, but it still ended up passing, and so it went on to the next step. I do not know what the next step is,
Interesting.
but that was a bit more localized, so now it's getting bigger up into the state. So a little worrying, but at the end of the day, it's not like it's going to ruin all of our water supplies the way that people who see the stories in Georgia fear. So it's not nearly as dangerous as it is portrayed to be in the media. It's still not necessarily a good thing, but it's not nearly as dangerous as we perceive it to
Interesting.
be. Yeah. Let's do one more,
Okay.
and
Feel a
then
bit
let's
out of
go
my
into
depth.
something happier.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel a bit out of my depth in the smarty boy talk.
What is it your degree in natural resources?
I'm not smart.
Wait, what's your input though? As a natural resource man, what's your opinion of natural resources?
I can't swear. It's complicated.
It's complicated. Interesting.
What's your favorite natural resource?
Soil.
Oh, yes.
We've asked
you
it
said
before,
this
yeah.
You said this
We've
before.
asked it multiple
I was like,
times.
I knew this. I knew this.
Indiana man, born and raised. Okay, no one who
I'm from
doesn't.
Ohio,
Oh,
buddy. We've been just. It's not even like you forget every episode. You forget every like 5 minutes.
Loveland, Ohio?
Yes.
I've
yeah,
got
you
it.
really
I'm
remember.
locked in. That's
As a man,
Indiana,
I don't remember
born and
facts.
raised.
not true. Lies.
Midwesterner, born and raised. We love our
Boy
farmland.
loves his soil.
We love our
Crazy.
farmland. Most of the United States loves our farmland. You know, very little of the U.S. doesn't have a crazy amount of it at this point. You know, except for maybe No, I don't know. Maine.
Alaska.
I don't know. I mean, they got a lot of land.
Hello, land.
I don't think
What
a
a-
lot of it is.
I guess that cold.
I wonder what they do there.
I've been to Alaska. It's
I have
great.
too.
They
It's
have a
very
lot
pretty.
of gorgeous places, natural parks.
They got a couple trains.
Well,
Yeah, I haven't been on them, but I'd like to. That'd be pretty cool.
One of my brothers actually worked in Alaska for a fair amount of time. At,
Oh,
like,
what
the
did he do?
university. He worked at like the University of Fairbanks, and he was like involved with sort of marketing and trying to
Cool.
make videos.
Was
and
that
stuff.
for the state of Alaska?
That was for the University of Alaska.
Oh,
Fairbanks.
university.
Older brother or older
Older
brother?
brother.
Okay.
Yeah, older brothers made 2 appearances today.
Okay.
2
His
appearances.
ancient brother.
You'll never convince me to live in Alaska because he always talked about how there was one road in and out of the town he was.
Woof. I loved being in Alaska in the summer because it was light all the time. That was great. I could not go to Alaska in the winter where it's dark all the time. Can't handle it.
It's
No,
like
no,
the
no.
opposite of a snowbird.
Yeah.
Wait. No, wait.
I mean, yeah. It
You
kind of is.
snowbird down.
Yeah, I know. So I would.
is
So I would
That is
summer
not
up.
the opposite of a
I would
snowbird.
summer up. It kind of is.
What is a
'cause
snowbird?
A snowbird is someone that lives in like the Midwest or just in like a like where around where we are. But then they in the winter they go down somewhere where it's
They fly
warmer.
south.
They like they fly south for the winter. Usually older retired people. So it would be that like, oh yeah, if I could live the life where I'm I guess a summer bird and I go up to Alaska for the summer and then come back around here for the winter.
I would do
fine
that in
for me.
Iceland.
See, I'm like that. I would do that with Iceland.
Yeah.
As well. Like, I've been to
Have you-
Iceland.
Yeah.
And that if I could go anywhere in the world, I'd go back to Iceland.
The
It's wonderful.
I miss it quite a lot. I will
Yeah.
say the winters there scare me. Like
yeah,
just the
there was that
stories-
one time my family got like stuck in our car. It was like a blizzard on a road, and luckily there was people clearing the road
Like,
who could
it's
show us
crazy.
out. But
Scary.
We went there in June, and the week before it had snowed apparently.
oh, yeah,
And
no,
like we wore jackets the whole time.
like,
It's
my family
gorgeous.
went at
though.
Christmas.
Oh my
why?
gosh.
I don't know, family trip.
That's insane. It's not like it's inhabitable on Christmas, but like, wow, that is the heat of it.
Was it pretty
Well,
though?
the
I bet
cold
it
of
was
it.
gorgeous.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, I bet.
Absolutely wonderful there.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in snow. That would be very different. But no, that's pretty neat, guys.
Pretty neat.
All right,
Pretty
we'll
neat.
do-
Anyway, back to the last.
We'll do
back to
one
the
last
topic.
one. I don't know how long we've been doing this. I didn't keep track when
It
we
is
started.
31. We started right around 7 o'clock.
We'll do one more and then we'll leave. And then we'll ask our
Leave.
special question.
Our
special question.
special question.
Yes. Some of these are so sad. Like they're
You should
like
send me this list after, even if we don't get to them, because I'm interested about them.
the one is like a methane emission fee repeal. that's in Congress. These are federal, the ones that I'm about to list. So it's like, oh no, your emissions, we're not going to fee you for doing that. That one's a little sad.
Yeah.
The EPA rollback of pollution cost benefit analysis. That meant something more to me the first time I read it. Now that I'm reading it back, I don't know what that means. The headline.
It's better to like see things with your own eyes. I feel like.
Say it again.
Here's the headline from the Washington Post. This might be more readable. EPA says it will no longer consider health costs in pollution regulations.
That's more clear. That's a bit clearer. That's a bit clearer on the.
So much more scary than what I read.
Interesting.
Power plant emissions and pollutions rule rollback. So that's again like the emissions and pollutions. We're not gonna care too much about that. And
who cares?
When you look at these, to me, and then I hear I need to stop using plastic straws, I go, I understand that I should stop using plastic straws, but I'm not the problem. Okay. It's at such a bigger level than the individual.
Fair, but that shouldn't stop us from doing our best.
Yes.
Doing our part.
Indeed.
And learning about the outdoors. Like within a club called Indiana Outdoors.
Oh, join the club, guys.
It'd be pretty
I
cool.
like to imagine that our podcast viewers are just Ball State students who aren't
who
in
aren't
our
in
club.
Indiana Outdoors.
Of course.
And they want to join.
How'd they find us? How'd you find this, fellas?
Hey, even if you don't come to Ball State, join Indiana Outdoors.
Most people that I talk to in media clubs, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm the associate producer of Indiana Outdoors. And they're like, what? I've never heard of that. And I'm like, you're a media student. I feel like you should know what media clubs exist. I feel like I know about all of them, even if I don't want to join them, because I like researched them.
Oh, I don't know anything.
Oh, okay.
Are you a media student?
No.
Okay. Well,
how'd you find us, Sean?
Good question. I forget.
We don't know.
Every
but
time
we're glad
we
you're
have
here.
a non-media media student or a non-media student in Ball State, I'm just like, how'd you find us? I guess we're in like a couple career fairs. We're in like one, not a career fair.
And we put
club
up
fair.
posters. We put up awesome, cool posters.
I've yet to see a post.
There's still one up actually. We put them up last semester, which is why a lot of them are down by this point. But we have gotten people. Pro tip for all you exec members out there for other clubs, put posters on the back of bathroom stalls. We have gotten 2 to 3 members by putting them inside bathroom stalls.
They got nothing else to do.
Because they got nothing else to do.
Might as well read
Good work. Good stuff.
That's so smart.
2 to 3 people have said,
Wow.
like, oh yeah, I saw a poster in the bathroom.
That's
awesome sauce.
I
Great
need
stuff.
to go visit some restaurants and put up some posters. Because staff's not going to notice. Well, staff will
I
notice.
think staff will notice.
But it'll take them a minute. Okay? It'll take them a minute.
You think people at restaurants want to join Indiana Outdoors,
what
or
do
are
you
you
mean?
saying for other things? Okay, I was
No,
like,
I'm going to go to
what?
Denny's and be like,
yeah,
hey,
go to Denny.
do we have a Denny's? I'm going to go to IHOP.
I have
Go to
no idea.
IHOP.
It's
Put
not
up a
even
poster for
affordable
IHOP
anymore.
in the IHOP.
IHOP's not affordable anymore. I used to they had this pancake taco you could get for $7. 3 tacos, the shells were pancakes, and it was
That
just regular.
sounds wonderful.
But it was regular taco stuff inside.
That's great. That's so
weird part.
good.
I can't remember the last time I've been doing IHOP.
You go get a burger there, it's $15. It's IHOP.
IHOP.
We don't
International
talk
House
about
of
burgers. Remember when they did that? You
Yeah.
remember that promotional stunt where they switched their name to IHOP?
Yeah,
I
that was a
would
whole
not.
promotional stunt. It's like, hey, guess what the B stands for? And people are like, oh, it's probably breakfast, you know? No, it's burgers.
Yeah. And it's not like
Burgers.
breakfast makes sense.
it's not like they replaced any of the
That's crazy.
signs on any of the
That's so
buildings.
funny.
Everyone was like, well, I wonder how long they're going to do this for.
Yeah.
Oh, restaurants! What a time,
Crazy.
silly billies.
Time for our
Gula
staple
goo.
question, which we haven't actually done in the last couple episodes, I don't think. We moved away from it, partially because we kept getting people coming back and saying, I've already done this, which is fine.
Add
but-
to it if it's what I
Oh, is
think
this
it
the
is. But I don't
Eternals
know.
too?
If you had to create a stew, which you believe would convince the Indiana legislators to make Indiana just gorgeous.
A more better place
Yes,
for the
a
environment.
more better best
More
of the more
better-
betters. Places in the Indiana better more than the environment
And
itself.
exactly what he said. And if I had to do that, I would give them, I think using native plants from Indiana would be really cool. Things that grow around here. And I could be like, doesn't this taste awesome? Don't you want to save all these things that taste so
And
awesome?
what grows around here, Lydia?
I don't actually know what would be the. I would have to do research about
I don't
what
know Indiana
the actual.
seasonings. You know?
Yeah, I don't know Indiana seasonings, and I don't really know which veggies were. I am unfortunately not very well versed in which veggies were like actually native to here versus what was brought over.
We did an episode about this. Not about this. We did a stew about this. We did a stew where it was let's do local Indiana ingredients, and it was
Guys,
like
the
corn
idea's already been
and
done then.
hog, and I think someone made it Cajun. Wait, that must have been a different one. All the stews get mixed together at a certain point. It's just
the last
it's
podcast
one.
I was at, I did the stew question, so I'm really happy that the next one that I'm at, we're still doing the stew question.
Yeah.
This is really good. Even
It's
though we took a break,
perpetual.
I came back right at the right
I think
time.
there's going to
Perpetual
be some
stew
tonal
question.
whiplash talking about the eternal stew in the same video as talking
We
about
need to make our listeners
legislature.
not want to cry.
We don't
I
wanna
will
make you
understand
cry.
that, but I feel as though it's a bit of a
You don't want to cry
Interesting
right now,
step.
Lydia? You don't even feel a little bit?
Oh, I feel it. I'm just not really a crier, as you guys. And
That's
you
fair.
should know this too. I'm not really a crier. I cry when I'm like embarrassed, or really, really overwhelmed. Right now, I'm really invested, and I want to research more of these things so I know what I can do about it. But I'm not feeling overwhelmed because we're in a safe space, so it's gonna be okay.
It's so
We'll
so
figure it out.
pleasant. Yeah.
Thanks,
Wonderful.
Jack.
It's such a good. It's such a what good vibes.
Oh,
What good
I
vibes.
try.
So if you had to convince, what ingredients would you put? in?
I would need to do research about what the things are that I would put.
What would I put in the
but
stew?
that's the
I need to
vibe.
think about it.
And I need to figure that
Think
out.
about it.
Sean, how about you?
I'm thinking some nice bread. I'm thinking especially
Bread.
especially my sister's girlfriend is Jewish, and so I really enjoy challah bread. It's
Ooh.
very good, and I've like brought some back to college with me
Awesome.
afterward. It's a really good bread. I think if we put that in there, we dip it in the stew. We have it soak in the stew. It's a really nice thing to
Okay.
eat with the stew.
When you dip your soup
Have
in
you
the
had Jewish
stew.
corned beef?
I have not.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh my
I
Lord.
had- we had matzo ball soup. My sister made matzo ball soup.
That's Jewish.
I don't know.
I had matzo ball soup. My
I wouldn't
my
say it's
grandparents
Jewish. I just
were
know,
Jewish. Actually,
I just know we ate
Forgot.
it during like the Sabbath or whatever.
Interesting.
Because they usually
I miss
like
matzo
have
ball
they
soup.
usually have if I remember correctly, it's they can't work or whatever over like Saturday, and so they usually have like a
Is it
like
Saturday?
stew.
I thought it was Sunday.
No, it's like I could have sworn it was Saturday.
I don't know.
I don't know. But the main thing is just then that you usually have like a crock pot or something going with food from the day before, so you can have that for dinner.
That makes sense.
And so matzo ball
Oh.
soup and stuff is nice.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. I love crock pot.
Can't even cook that day. That's crazy. Can you serve yourself? How does that work? What's the extent?
I
of
do
it?
know that that there's an oddity of you can't like flip on a light switch,
I've seen that.
and so yeah, we always leave the lights on.
That's interesting.
Interesting.
It's interesting.
I know about the Christian Sabbath, but not as much as the Jewish Sabbath. And
Yeah.
they're very different. There's different things you have to do. So
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah, I like the dipping thing, like a little more interactive. Maybe it takes a little longer to eat it, so then you can get more. You can talk about more things, and you're convincing. Because we also got to think about you're probably talking about it at the same time that we're having this meal,
That's
or
true,
we're
that's
having the
true.
meal, or you just make it a really big hearty meal, so they get a little sleepy, and then maybe they'll.
They forget to pass the
They just forget
legislation
to
that's gonna
pass it.
destroy the environment.
And then it's just
put
sorry it got
melatonin in it.
lost.
That's your
no, it
seasoning.
got lost.
Sprinkle
We
it
don't
with a
know
little
what
sleepy
happened
pills.
to
Is
it.
melatonin
Shredder going in the
native to
background. We don't know what
Indiana?
happened to the legislation.
We're missing.
gosh.
Bummer.
I
Guess we'll
think-
just have to wait.
I think it's really funny that in Indiana,
Yeah.
you said, "What do I want to do to convince Indiana legislatives?" And you said, "Let's put Jewish bread in there."
It's really good bread.
It's
I don't know
really
what to
good
tell
bread.
you.
It's really good
Did you
bread.
know that people in Indiana can be Jewish?
Hey, would
They
you rather
can
I
be.
put? Would you
They're
rather I
not
put in the cucumber?
overwhelmingly.
Would you rather I put in the cucumber?
I wouldn't convince them.
That's exactly my point.
They would see a cucumber and walk away. That's funny. I would upgrade the bread to beef Wellington because I was thinking like you got to put the best food on the planet. It's not like
True.
It's not like Stardew Valley where like there's one fruit that costs
yeah.
the most. It's the best. You know.
I'm saying I don't know about the beef Wellington. I feel like you would have.
You'd have
I feel like
soggy
you'd have a
bread.
variety. Yes, because you're specifically dipping it in the.
It'd be kind of a broil. What is broiling? I don't know. I've lived 22
Broiling?
years. I don't know what a broil is.
I know that my mom broils salmon at the end of cooking the salmon, and I think it just puts a sear on it. Actually, what it is or what the oven's doing, I couldn't tell you. I'm
couldn't
sorry,
tell
Mom.
ya.
I know you're probably going to watch this, and I don't know what broiling is.
But it sears
But
it.
it smells nice. But it makes the house really smoky. So you have to open the windows so that the
So
smoke alarm
if
doesn't
it
go off.
sears when you sear it, is it like on a grill, and so you get the lines,
No, whenever we
or is
broil
it just
in it, no, it's just like on like a baking sheet.
Okay.
It's just like the finish. I think maybe it's just to
It
make
just
the
adds the
skin
finish.
crispy.
Broiling is
guessing.
meant to brown or crisp the surface of a dish, and it's usually like at high temperatures for a short period of time.
Is that what it does? It just burns it real quick.
When we look up the one
basically
thing
a
at the
kitchen
end when we're
torch.
talking about broiling, instead of looking anything up
Yeah,
while
we're
we were
not- yeah,
talking about
This is the important part. This is the important part.
Yeah, we were like,
when
we don't know
had
what
our
half
phones
these
on us
are.
the whole time.
Oh, we got to know what a I'm literally looking at my phone the entire podcast.
He's gonna send me the list, guys. I'm gonna look it up. It's gonna be okay.
Don't worry. But anyway, so yeah,
Awesome.
we have what melatonin,
What?
bread, and beef Wellington.
I'm sorry, melatonin?
That just
That's basically what Lydia
I just
said.
said a hearty
Oh, yeah.
meal. He said the melatonin.
Oh, yeah.
You
okay.
wanted to add just Indiana,
No,
just Indiana.
yeah,
guys.
just take the entire state, shrink it down, just put it in there.
Them
Yum,
Indiana
yum, yum,
flavors.
yum, yum, yum.
I mean, hey, they can't destroy the
just
Indiana
salt.
natural environment.
That's all
if
we
it-
got.
If we shrink
just
down the environment and put it in the stew.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, fellas, well, fellas, on that note, I hope you're not too sad. And we will see you maybe in 2 weeks.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a good day.
Oh, wait.
Yippee.
Go
Yeah.
hug a tree. 3, 2, 1.
Go
hug a
tree.
tree.